Alright, so I wanted to make a quick video about what I'm doing on the charts for my trading. So I'm going to try and keep this video short, so I'm going to go kind of fast through everything. A couple notes before, because this is my first video, I'm going to show a couple of the tools that I use for trading. So the first thing you need is a broker. So I use Hank O Trade, and I was using Hugo's Way, and there were some problems with it. So I've used Hank O Trade for a couple weeks, and there's a trading group I'm in that they really like it too. So everything's been going really good. I have a live trading account, but when you first start, you'll want to set up a demo trading account and then use that for all your trading. It uses all the live broker data. So when you trade on a demo account, it's just like trading on a real account. And then once you feel comfortable, you can create a live trading account and then sign into it. So the software that you actually do the trading on is called MetaTrader 4. That's what I use. And your broker will create an account for you with a login and password, and then you download the app and sign into the app with the account the broker made for you. So I can explain that more in a different video. I just want to do the charts and the analysis in this video. But I want to show those because it's a couple things I'll mention, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. So you can look those up if you want to. So the chart program I use is on TradingView. So you would go to tradingview.com, create an account, and I actually pay like 10 bucks a month or something because there's indicators that I use, and you can only use like 2 or 3 on a free account, and I think I use more than 3. So once you log in, I think you can do it without logging in, but what I do is the first thing is up here in the upper left, you have to pick the symbol. So I do forex. So let me pull up. So I use forex, and the pair is XAUUSD, and that is gold. That's the forex pair for gold to US dollar. So foreign exchange is buying and selling of 2 different currency pairs. So you have to exchange it. So in the case that the pair that I use is gold to US dollar. So that's what I do. So I just type in XAUUSD gold US dollar, and I use the chart from forex.com. So that's the one I've used the most. And then the default settings should have red and green candlesticks. So up at the top, you'll see all the different time frames, like 1 minute, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. There's a drop down, and you can favorite whatever time frames you want. The most I use are 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, and probably 4 hours. All the other ones are nice to have, but those are the ones I do the most. So what I do is I do something called 5-minute scalping, and what I call it is exterior scalping or reversal scalping. So let me make that bigger. Hopefully you can see that. So what I do is on the chart, I go to the 5-minute and that's actually blocked, but on here, like 5 minutes, so the little 5M at the top, on gold, so you have the symbol XAUUSD for gold, and then this is what it looks like on the basic chart. So you can use the mouse wheel to like scroll in and out to make it, to zoom in as much as you want. Along the right hand side is the price of what it is right now. And if you look closely, it's actually moving right now. So I wanted to make this video while the market was open so you could actually see what is happening. So over here on the right hand side is the price of gold, and if you click and drag, you can drag this to an interval between the prices of whatever you want. So what I do is I go to either a $1 interval, so right now it's like 1959 to 1960, or I'll do it to the 50-cent interval. So the grid lines on there is every grid line going up and down is 50 cents. And for my goal when I trade, I want it to move $1 and I can make like 200 bucks. So 2 grid lines is $1, and that's my goal. So each trader has to set a goal for how much they want to make on each trade. And you won't always hit $1, but it's just good to have something in mind. And if you have to close it early, it's fine. But so what I do is I go to the 5-minute chart and I use the mouse wheel to zoom out. And the first thing, I set the interval at 50 cents. So every grid line, 50 cents. And what you will notice if I zoom out a little bit is there are, the pattern is where it goes up and down. So there's these waves, right? And that's pretty simple. So I made a drawing here of what it looks like. It's a really bad drawing, but this is like the high and the low on a typical wave of when the stock is moving up and down. And this is in a perfect world. It won't always be like this, but the first thing that I do is I will draw a red line here, and I'll draw a red line here, because I want my focus to be like in the last 10 to 20 candles, what is the highest point and what is the lowest point, because that's generally where the movement goes. And my whole strategy is this. So if it's going up, I want to watch for the very top, and then I want to get in somewhere around here as it's going down. And it could certainly like reverse really quickly, but a lot of times it'll move just enough that I'll make like $1 and then I'll close the trade. So I only have it open very short. And then at the bottom, I'm trying to catch it here. And then I want it to move up just $1 and then close the trade. So that's it. That's my whole strategy. Have it move just a little bit, close the trade. That's it. So when you go to the chart, what does that look like? So I'll go to the last 10 candles and then I'll say, okay, over here, if you don't see the horizontal line, you can click this tools, this little arrow, and you can use any of these tools, and one of them is horizontal line. So I'll come up here and I'll say this right here is the highest point. And you can click on the line and go up here and like maybe you want a dotted line. And like sometimes I'll go to pink. But for this video, I'm going to make it red because just so you guys can see the line. So there was a red line there, and then down here, there's a red line. You got to click it again. So there's another red line. Now actually I'll make it bright red and hopefully you can see. Okay. So two red lines, the high and the low. So right now it went up to the high and it went down to the, and now it's moving down. So I would try to grab, if I was going down, I would try to get into the trade here. So each candle is 5 minutes, and over on the right you will see a timer. So it's going to count down from 5 minutes and then it's going to make a new candle. Just like that. It just made one. So right now it is working its way down to this line. And it may go farther than the line or it may go shorter than the line. You don't really know. But I will wait, and I will wait for it to go down there, and I will watch it very carefully. And you have between like 3 to 6 candles where it's going to be down in that area. The other thing that I might do is, besides the red line that shows the very bottom, I'll put a red line up a little bit. So there's 2 red lines there, and that forms a zone which I will call an entry zone for the trade. So, and then when eight starts getting down there, I start moving them and adjusting where it's going to be at. So just for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to go back to the last set of candles where it actually did this. So let me do a arrow so you can see. It was coming down here, another candle down. It opened a new candle here. So it opened here, and there's a drawing tool. No. Brush. Actually, I'm gonna draw a ellipse. So it opened. Oh, why is it doing a line? Oh, yeah. Let me delete that. So it opened the last candle here. Okay, it opened at the top of this candle, and then it went up a little bit, and then it went down here, and it actually went all the way down to the second line, just like we marked it. And then before it closed, it went here. And then the new candle opened right here. So then what you're doing is you're watching to see it open, and then where does it close at and how far down does it go. And as you can see on this green candle, it didn't go, there's no wick at the bottom of it, so it didn't go down at all. And that's very bullish. So it pushed way up and then it closed right here, and the next candle opened where that one closed. So what that would tell me is that what I'm checking to see is it going to push this bottom line down any further? Because sometimes it'll push way down. And you might think it's going up and it'll go way down. And part of this is just watching the candles for a really long time. And that sucks, but it gets you familiar with the movement of whatever currency you're trading. So then it started to go up, and you could even wait until the first candle closes here. So I have another tool here for the projection, and on this one here, I would be taking a long position. So I'm going to use the long position, and I would enter it right at the start of that next candle. And sometimes I may even do it earlier. If I'm watching that candle and I see that it's not going down, I may do it earlier. And then what I do is I click on this and I go to the gear, and it's 1957.60. So that's my entry price. And then the profit level is $1. So I add $1, so it's 1958.60. So I hit OK. So that green area from where it opens until where you want it to close at is not very big. So then I go to the red area and I move it up until the risk reward ratio is 1. That says 101, but that's close enough. So that is the stop loss at the bottom of the red. So if it turns around and starts going down, I close it at where the bottom of that red area is. So as you can see, it goes for 5 minutes and it goes to the top of that, almost that first candle. But you could wait. The next 5 minutes, it's a red candle, and that's bad, but it's going to have a little bit of pullback. But some people will get scared and pull out. You just have to kind of decide for yourself how long you want it to be open for. But then the next one was green. The one after that was green. And then the one after that was this giant green candle. And that is all profit. So then I would close the trade at that point. So I would close it either on this next green one or the green one after that. And I'll draw, kind of move the circle here. So actually I'll make it smaller. So this circle is, so I'm going to close, I'll just move this over. That's where I entered. I would have waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then right there, either that candle or that candle, I would have made $1 in profit and close it. And that's it. That's the whole thing, is finding the tops and the bottoms and then open the trade, watch the candle, close the trade. And that's the whole thing. There's a lot more details to it. I want to show one more thing, then I'm going to end the video. But there is a indicator that I use, and I'm in a trading group, and the red line and the green line that are moving averages. And you don't even need this indicator. You can go into your indicators at the top and you can search for moving average exponential. And there's a whole bunch of moving average indicators, and you just click on it and you can set it up. And I can do another video on the indicator. I won't get into it now. But this green line, the moving average, that is something else I look at, where it'll go down and then it'll start curving up. So if you look at this latest one, this green moving average is going down, and then you can see right now it's already starting to curve. I do look at the distance between the red moving average and the green one, and I can't tell you what they are right now. I can go into it later. But the wider these are, the better. So, like right here, when it's close together, I wouldn't get into a trade while they're close together. But right here, my entry, you can see how far apart these are. And it's very bearish and moving down. And then when you get ready to get into the trade, these will be coming together, and it comes together like it's going to shoot way up, but there was a really quick reversal right here. So that's why I set a goal and then I get out after $1 because that's all I need, and it reduces the risk of it reversing and changing directions. So I'm going to stop the recording. There's a lot more details, but I don't want to make this too long. But basically, all of these reversals where it changes direction, I catch it at the start, and then I hit my goal and then close it as fast as possible. So that is my current strategy. So I'm going to end the video. Just let me know if you have questions, and let me know if you want a video on anything else.